Hi guys! I have to say I really enjoyed episode 49. I don't know where this whole negativity is coming from and people complaining. I think it has to do with the lack of understanding the Turkish language, because most of the negative comments are from international fans right after they watched the episode live. So I always keep repeating myself and I'm like, well, give this episode a chance, wait for the translation and then judge, because most of the times they say meaningful things that you can't really see through the body language. I mean, why keep complaining if you know that there are only 2 more episodes left? I mean, you can't really change much about it. So all I can say is just think positively. You can't change anything. The end is coming and I'm just sitting here enjoying every second of it, and I'll have to say I really enjoyed episode 49. So I might be the only one, I don't know, but yeah. But before I get into my review, if you're new to this channel, hello and welcome. I summarize the latest Erkenci episodes, say what I like, what I didn't like, predict what might happen next. If you like these kinds of videos, subscribe, like and share, and we will meet on a weekly basis for like 2 more times. It's so sad to say that. And now to the review. First, we have this whole Aydın's JJ Muzo thing going on. So JJ and Muzo have a huge fight because JJ was thinking about spitting in Muzo's coffee. He saw that, kind of caught him, but JJ was backtracking. Muzo was still holding a grudge against JJ, so he didn't put him past that. Oh my god, like I laughed so much watching these two. And then they got in a huge fight. JJ says, well, kick me out of the house, because they're living in Muzo's house, and Muzo is like, don't make me do this, I don't want to do this, blah blah blah. But JJ insists, kick me out, kick me out, kick me out. And then Muzo is like, then get out, but points into the wrong direction, and JJ is like, the door is the other way, then get out. It was just so hilarious. And then Muzo slightly crying after JJ left, and then we have homeless JJ. Like, it's so hot, I would have died dressed like that. Anyways, this whole montage of JJ being homeless, not having enough money, and then Nihat sees him, asks him what is wrong. Yeah, I got kicked out, and if you could give me a carton and a blanket, I would be happy, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my god, like you're so dramatic. Anyways, Nihat takes him in, and in the beginning JJ was like, well, I don't want to sit, I don't want to intrude, blah blah blah. Anyways, Mevkube kind of sees him as the son she never had. At first JJ was really depressed, sad that he got kicked out. Layla knows how to handle this situation. He is the best guest you can ask for. He makes breakfast, he cooks for you, blah blah blah. But because he knows that Nihat has health problems, he cooked tofu for him, and Nihat doesn't like it. So it kind of starts with Nihat. He doesn't like that JJ insists on him being healthy. Mevkube and Layla are all on JJ's side. Yes, you have to eat healthy, blah blah blah, this is good for you. But when they have, I don't know, I think lunch, Emre kind of hid a slice of bread for Nihat, and I really love them two together, their relationship. It was so hilarious. And at first I was like, well, Emre is kind of helping Nihat to get over this JJ situation, but it all changed when Emre wanted to go to the movies with Layla, but JJ told Layla that they need to work to find this Arthur Capello. So Layla was like, well, this movie, it can wait, but this can't. So Emre started to get kind of frustrated and angry, and that night Emre and Layla wanted to get more cuddly, but JJ kept messaging Layla, and then Layla was like, well, you know what, I will just look what he has to say, I'll be only gone for 2 minutes, that's all. And it took her like hours. Poor Emre fell asleep waiting for Layla. So Nihat was begging Emre to find a solution to get JJ out of the house, because Mevkube and Layla are so in love with JJ, they don't want him gone. And Emre has this idea to talk to Muzo, kind of convince him to take JJ back. Muzo has some conditions, that he wants a luxury car, that he wants to be part of the creative meetings, and something else that I can't remember remember. Anyways, Emre is so desperate that he accepts everything, and then Muzo comes with flowers to JJ. I apologize for everything, blah blah blah. In the end, JJ accepts the apology and goes back to Muzo's place. And then Mefkebe is actually cooking, but she cooks after JJ's recipes. Nihat doesn't know that, so he's really happy that Mefkebe is cooking again. And when he finds out that she's cooking tofu and being really healthy, blah blah blah, he fakes fainting, and then she kind of realizes that she exaggerated everything, so they're back to normal. Then we have Aziz and Miriban. Aziz is still kind of upset with Miriban because of what he witnessed, and she comes to apologize to him. He accepts the apology, but he's kind of apprehensive. So one day Mama David comes to see Can to help him regain his memories by showing him some pictures, but he's just like, okay, I have stuff to do, I don't have time for this. Miriban sees her and kind of gets angry with her. What is Mama David doing here, blah blah blah, and Aziz witnesses it, and that's the moment where he realizes, okay, he can't change Miriban. And then a very emotional scene where I was like, no, this can't be happening, no, Aziz, why are you doing this? So he goes to the agency, tells Emre and Can that he got bored of everything, that he sees that the agency is doing great, that both of them are working together, and he just wants to go to Amsterdam, have a nice time there. Gives Emre advice not to upset Layla, and also Can advice not to forget what he said to him that night, which I will talk later about, but it's basically not to let go of Sanem. He says goodbye to everyone, and then he says goodbye to Miriban, and she's really upset and tries to make him stay, but he kind of says that they're in an age that they can't change themselves anymore, so neither him nor Miriban nor Mama David will change for anybody, and it's best for them just to go their separate ways. So I really do hope that Aziz will be back, at least for the last episode, because I don't want to see a happy end of Canem without Aziz, because he was part of it. And I also didn't see the actor saying goodbye to Aziz, so I'm still full of hope that Aziz will be back. And now to the main storyline, Canem. So we continue this dance and they get closer and closer together. They're about to kiss and I'm like, oh my god, he will remember her. They're going to kiss. He will remember this kiss in the loge up there. And then a taxi comes, and who appears? Liam. And I'm like, oh my god, this can't be happening. But they're this desperate to find this Arthur Capello to solve this problem that they interrupt Canem. Canem gets really frustrated because she was this close to Can smelling her, remembering her. And Can gets really frustrated that everybody keeps barging in his safe place. Anyways, that evening Can has a conversation with Aziz. Aziz is asking him about his time at the cabin with Sanem. Can tells him that they got closer, they were about to kiss, but Emre interrupted, and Aziz had the same reaction as I did, because he was like, oh my god, seriously, why exactly then? But Can was like, no, he came the right time, and I was like, you can't say this. Poor Sanem comes, wants to talk to Can, but hears the conversation, and then Can basically says that he's frustrated that he hears and knows that they both had this huge love, this amazing love story, but he doesn't feel it in his heart. So he doesn't understand why after this accident he doesn't feel anything for Sanem anymore, and she hears that, so she's really sad and goes away. Aziz tells him that he was in love, but he has never seen such love between two people, and he tells Can even though he doesn't feel it right now, he should never let go of Sanem, because if he remembers in the future, he will regret what he wants to do now, so to let go of Sanem. Sanem is really upset about the thing that she heard, so she starts getting cold again. So the next morning Sanem wants to go to work. Can is also there, says he will give her a ride. She doesn't want to accept it, says just do whatever you feel in your heart, kind of like hinting towards the conversation he had with Aziz. And he doesn't really know why she's acting so cold all of a sudden. Anyway, she tries to get a taxi wouldn't come to the farm, so in the end she accepts the ride. They go to the agency. Dagan is really frustrated with Muzo because he wouldn't take any calls, do anything, and so they're looking for a secretary, which will be very important later on. Liam and the whole team explain to Janem what was happening with Arthur Capello, blah blah blah. So Jan is like, okay, we will find a solution. We just tell them that Arthur Capello wanted too much money and we couldn't handle it and we got rid of him, kind of. So that's why they have to have an appointment with the cosmetic guy. After that, Emre wants to talk to Can and proposes to him to promote Leyla as a customer representative or something like that, because of her they still have the deal with the cosmetic guy. Can accepts, announces it to everybody is happy. Then we have Janem on the way to the cosmetic guy for the meeting, telling him that they won't work with Arthur Capello anymore. But Sanem is like, don't go this way because there's traffic, blah blah blah. Can doesn't listen to her. He's like, I know the way, this is just BS, don't listen to it, I know the way, we won't get stuck. A couple of minutes later they get stuck in traffic. Sanem is like, I told you so. Then she hears a motorbike coming by. She asks if she can get on and he will take her someplace she needs to go. He accepts it because she gives him a lot of money. Can is really frustrated because he says she's crazy, blah blah blah. Like, he's surprised by her actions, you can say. She gets to the cosmetic guy's company or whatever, and it was so funny. Can calls her and is like, why didn't you pick up? I called you that many times. And she's like, well, I was on a bike. And he was like, oh yeah, you're right. And then he tells her to distract the cosmetic guy while he gets there, and he's about 25 minutes away. So we see Sanem talking about this whole traffic situation. That cosmetic guy is actually the brother of the cosmetic guy from last episode, because I don't remember correctly, but he has something to do, so they will have to work with the brother. Anyways, he gets annoyed by Sanem, kind of, and then asks how much Arthur Capello wanted. Sanem writes a huge amount of money on a piece of paper, and she was thinking, okay, he will never accept this amount of money. And then that man says, okay, no problem, we will give it because I will pay from my own pocket. I was like, oh my god, how rich are you? Exactly like Sanem. She got really frustrated that he accepted it. Can comes and the man says, we settled everything, we will work with Arthur Capello. And Can is like, well, what did just happen? He gets kind of frustrated and angry with Sanem, saying, well, if you came up with one lie, you can come up with another lie, kind of hinting towards what he read in her book. Anyways, they go back to the agency, tell the news to the whole team. Everybody's like, well, where do we find Arthur Capello? Somebody who speaks English and Spanish. So Liam has a plan to go to the old IT guy from Eileen. They pay him to fake a profile for this Arthur Capello. The rest of them is looking for actors who can speak English or Spanish or both of them. While they're researching, Can is looking at Sanem, and I don't know, he kind of likes what he's seeing, so he starts getting affected, starts getting his feelings back, and Sanem enjoys it. But then she remembers what he told Aziz, so then she acts really cold. In the end, she finds an actor who can play Arthur Capello. Janem goes to visit him at the theater. They watch a play or a monologue that he presents there. Can is really amazed by the man, hugs Sanem because she found him. They go backstage, talk to the man. The man is acting kind of weird, keeps drinking, is sweating. They get kind of worried and are like, are you okay? Are you sure you're fine? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure, blah blah blah. Can tells him to drink all of the water up, and then he just faints or just falls down to the floor. Can's reaction was amazing. Anyways, he starts to do like this CPR, heart massage, and the dialogue was like, Sanem, call an ambulance. And then he's like, how will we do this like mouth to mouth thing with two bearded guys. It was just hilarious. Anyways, that guy had a heart attack. That evening they have a conversation in Sanem's house where they talk about this whole incident. Sanem is making a sandwich. Can is making tea. Sanem is acting kind of clumsy. Maybe she's just so amazed that he's in her house acting kind of normal. So I don't know. She then needs a plate from a very high shelf. He takes it down, they're really close, and I'm like, oh my god, please kiss, but they don't. I'm like, why? He's commenting Sanem's looks towards him, but then she blames it on her being tired, and then he gets kind of, I don't know, sad, not really, frustrated, maybe. Anyways, he goes, and then they kind of have this conversation. So Sanem is screaming towards him and he's messaging her back. I really love that back and forth between them, her talking to her voice but him thinking that she said something to him. It was just, I love that. Anyways, the next day we see this new girl appearing with a muddy car, looking like a female version of Can. Her style kind of reminded me of Gamze when they were camping for Compass Sport. So there are a lot of things happening. So we have Liam and the IT guy setting up this site for Arthur Capello. We have the new girl arriving, JJ and Musa being by the entrance, saying that she should wait for Can right there. Then we have Darren desperately telling them that this girl Aisha will come, who will represent the cosmetic guy because she's from the creative department, like the head of the creative department or advertisement department, I don't remember. Anyway, she's really important. But judging by her reaction, it seems that she's the girl, but they don't know it. And then a woman comes dressed in a pencil skirt, a shirt, blah blah blah, and they think that's Aicha. So they behave really nicely. Oh my god, what do you want to drink? Come on, go to Can's office, blah blah blah. Can and Sanem come. He passes her, is like, hello, but nothing more. Goes to the office. That other woman gives him a CV, and then it kind of clicks for everybody. Okay, she's here to be a secretary and it's not Aicha. So Can is like, there's a woman sitting outside, it's definitely her. So all of them run there. They welcome her, apologize to her. Anyway, she's very chill. So I was like, okay, if you don't try to get close to Can, I might like you. Anyways, they go to Can's office. Liam is still hurrying up with that site. She tells them that she researched Arthur Capello but didn't find anything. So Sanem messages Layla to hurry up and to come. Then Layla comes, says, oh my god, I'm so sorry, his name was not Arthur Capello, it was Arturo Capello or something like that. So she hands Aicha a tablet. She searches for him, sees the site that was set up by the IT guy, is impressed. Okay, we will work with him. Sanem is not letting her out of her sight, being always close to Aicha. Aicha is kind of amused by Sanem's behavior. Can invites Aicha for lunch to a Mexican restaurant. Sanem goes along. Then Can and Aicha talk about their travels, about, I don't know, Mexico or something like that. They find a lot of things in common. Sanem is getting really frustrated, keeps talking to her voice, but answers loudly, so people are staring at her. When Aicha kisses like Can's cheeks, she's like, Chico! And everybody is looking like, what is wrong with that girl? And then she's like, oh my god, like, I just saw a friend from Mexico, I have to tell him hello, blah blah blah. She goes to the toilet, has a conversation with her voice, basically says that she won't let Can go because she had a place in his heart before, so she will get there again. Oh well, I forgot to mention at the Nihat Mevkabe Gigi situation. Mevkabe was really emotional, was really sad that Gigi was leaving, and Nihat was watching them and then dancing in the background. It was so amazing. And then he was trying to get away before Gigi would see him, but Gigi saw him, hugged him, and it was just so hilarious. I really love that. Anyways, then we have a creative meeting, them still searching for a person who can play Arthur Capello. Muzo is in that meeting. They want some tea and coffee, but Muzo doesn't bring it because he's part of the team. Anyways, they are waiting for Gigi. Gigi comes and then sees that there are no beverages. Muzo is like, well, we were waiting for you, where is everything, blah blah blah. Gigi gets kind of annoyed because why is Muzo in that meeting and not him as well? So he gets really frustrated that he's excluded from everything. Then we see Sanem talking to Miriban being really upset that Aziz left. Selim comes because Emre and Leila told Mama David that Aziz left. Mama David was blaming Miriban. Mama David also told Selim that Aziz left because of Miriban. So Selim wants to check up on Miriban. He goes there, talks to Miriban. Sanem hears that he's talking English and Spanish, so she has that idea that he can be Arthur Capello. Goes to Can, tells him that. He immediately calls Ayça, telling her that they will have a meeting in the morning or the next day. Sanem is really annoyed because why did he need to call her that quickly? And he's kind of enjoying her being jealous. Anyways, then we have the amazing preview, and people said it was a dream. It's not. So, like I said, he starts to feel something for Sanem again. He starts to have these feelings. He starts to be affected by her. I don't know, I really enjoyed that scene. I would have loved if it would have been longer, but I'm happy with the length as well. I mean, better this length than nothing. The next day we have the very important meeting between the brother of the cosmetic guy, Ayça, and Arthur Capello. Selim comes, they're all briefing him on how to play this role, blah blah blah. The cosmetic guy comes. They start talking. Muzo interferes saying, oh my god, you should have seen his work, blah blah blah, look at his work. So the cosmetic guy is like, okay, I want to see his work, but they obviously don't have any of his past work because he doesn't exist. So everybody gets kind of like, Muzo, just shut up. Anyways, Gigi is excluded from that meeting, prepares tea and coffee and snacks, but he has a really bad feeling about Selim playing Arthur Capello. So he keeps saying that there's something wrong, but nobody listens to him. Anyways, they start talking some more. They kind of agree on something, but the cosmetic guy insists on seeing some work from Arthur Capello. Gigi comes in, wants to be part of it, puts his hand on Selim's shoulder, and I don't know what happened there, but Gigi's like, oh my god, I had a reaction. So maybe he felt that negativity, but in that moment Selim says no, and then this huge fight starts between the cosmetic guy and Selim, aka Arthur Capello. Everybody is trying to calm everyone down, but the cosmetic guy is like, no, I will not work with him, blah blah blah, storms out. Everybody is trying to calm the cosmetic guy down to keep the deal alive. Ayça is kind of on Can's side, so the agency side, trying to convince her uncle to keep the deal alive. He says, okay, your project, your idea was amazing, but I will look at other agencies as well, and the best should win. So Ayça kind of did the best she could because she's really amazed by their bravery, because she kind of noticed that something was up with Arthur Capello and he was fake, but she didn't say anything. Then we have Canem in the car, Sanem being kind of upset that everybody sees Ayça as the hero. Can is kind of enjoying it that Sanem is kind of jealous, but then there was this harsh cut towards the problem rocks, and I was like, okay, something was missing, or the, like, how do you say that, the transition from one scene to the other was too harsh in my opinion. Anyways, we have them at the problem rocks because in the car Can said, well, I understand everything, I know everything, like, I understand what you're doing, blah blah blah. At the problem rocks, he says, I don't understand you, Sanem. One day you're hot, one day you're cold, you're close, then you're far, like, what do you want to do? And then he also says that he's really frustrated, him not remembering her, and then he's kind of frustrated to search for her in his lost memories. So he's kind of giving up. basically. And then Sanem questions him about his feelings. She tells him that she heard the conversation he had with Aziz. And then she tells him that even after the accident, even after you left me, I was full of medication, I was crazy, but I didn't erase my feelings for you from my heart. So she doesn't understand how an accident can erase his feelings for her, because the feelings that he lost are kind of crammed in her heart. So I felt really bad for Sanem, because you could really see her frustration and her reaching her limit of fighting. And then she just walks away, Can looking at her, I don't know, kind of not defeated, but trying to figure her out, I believe. And that's the end. And I was like, why? And now to Alex predictions for episode 50. So we have the preview, them on a beach, and then Can saying the best part of losing his memory is getting to know Sanem again. And then he confesses that he finished her book. Now he kind of started to understand why he fell in love with her, and that he's starting to fall in love with her because she's so unique, like nothing he's ever met before. They get closer and closer. They're about to kiss and I'm like, oh god, this is going to be amazing. But what happens? Sanem says she's cold, she wants to go, and I'm like, girl, why are you doing this to me? So I was thinking, why are they even there? Maybe Can felt bad for upsetting Sanem, so he wants to take her away, spend some time with her. I don't know. And then last night we got a trailer. So first we see Mevkebe questioning Sanem where she's at with Can. I don't know what's up with that. Did she mix another potion for him? Is it after their getaway to the beach? Then we have Can and Ayça talking about climbing some mountain or something, and Sanem not being really amused about that. And then we see Sanem in the water, Can on a jet ski, him telling her to jump on. So I think this whole beach situation will be really funny. I don't know, maybe he just wanted to escape and she just followed him. I don't know. Then the jet ski breaks and he says that they kind of have to stay here overnight. Sanem gets really like, what? I don't want to stay here, get it back to work kind of. I don't know if he is faking it that the jet ski is broken so that he can spend more time with Sanem alone, or is it really broken and it's just like, well, we have to spend the night here. I don't know. I have a feeling during the night then we'll get closer. Then at the end of the trailer we also have Canem dancing like under the stars, getting closer, and then her telling him that like he didn't die during the accident and that's all she wanted, for him not to die. So like this sentence kind of makes sense, but it's kind of out of context, so you can't really put it in any way. So what I'm hoping for next episode, them to get closer while they're on the beach kind of. What I wish for episode 50 and 51 to happen, I want a Canem wedding. I want to see them happily ever after, maybe on Galapagos with their 3 children and maybe the whole family together. I really wish for real passionate moment or kiss and or like moment and kiss between Canem, because we didn't really get that during this whole journey. I really want to see a passionate moment of Canem. That's all I'm asking for. Like I only have like, how many was that? 3 wishes? Like a genie. Is there an Erkenci Kush genie maybe who can grant me those wishes? So a passionate kiss and or moment between Canem, a Canem wedding. Oh, it's 4, sorry. Sanem being pregnant and seeing them juggle kids, pregnancy and everything, and then at the end to see them on the beach on Galapagos with their 3 children living happily ever after, maybe with the boat, like their boat on the side. Like that would be amazing. That should be the last shot. I don't know if Can will ever regain his memory. I mean, he knows what happened those 2 years, so maybe he doesn't even really need to regain his memory. He only needs to feel the feelings he felt for Sanem, which I think he's on the right track, if I'm honest. So maybe an engagement by the end of episode 50, a wedding at the beginning of episode 51, seeing them pregnant and with kids. Like, can Erkenci Kush make the next 2 episodes like 3 hours long? Because that would satisfy me, because then I know, okay, we covered all the bases, all the loose ends. So that would be amazing. And also for Aziz to come back. Like, I don't want to lose Aziz like 2 episodes before the finale. I don't want that. So yeah, I hope I said everything, mentioned everything, talked about everything. Because most of the times when I'm editing this whole footage, I'm like, oh my god, Alex, you forgot this and this and this. And I'm like, anyways, I really do hope that I said everything. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share this video, and subscribe to my channel to see some more Erkenci Kush reviews like the last 2, and just videos that I do in general. But anyways, click that bell to be notified whenever I post something, so maybe I'll be on a little break and then you have this little notification. Alex is back with a new video, so we can see each other again. Anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe, click that bell, do everything you want. And I'm kind of energetic right now and I don't know why. But anyways, enjoy the last 2 episodes of Erkenci Kush. Even if you don't like them, don't send them hate, because they did everything they could to satisfy us. And I mean, they gave us a whole year of amazing episodes and an amazing love story. So I'm just enjoying it, watching it, loving it, crying that it's ending. Anyways, I'm rambling way too much. We will see each other in my next review, which will be slightly off schedule, but I'm trying my best to do that while I'm on holiday. Anyways, I will see you next week. Bye!